Today is the official start of hurricane season, with forecasters predicting at least 2 to 4 major storms. And as Meg Oliver reports, there's a storm brewing over competing technologies that some say could hinder crucial forecasts and put lives at risk.
Ever since the turn of the Industrial Revolution, Earth's average temperature has been rising at an exponential rate. This is happening mainly due to the newly introduced factories. Factories release tons of carbon dioxide, which is one of the many big contributors to the greenhouse gas problem our world has as a whole society.
As you can tell by the graph, since the 1900s, Earth's average temperature has risen by more than 0.4 degrees Celsius, or about 2 degrees Fahrenheit, and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon.
This is due to the fact that greenhouse gases trap infrared radiation in the atmosphere. As infrared radiation enters our biosphere, some of it enters back into space as it reflects off the Earth's surface. However, some of the radiation cannot escape back into space because the greenhouse gas molecules absorb the radiation, which will then heat the Earth's overall temperature.
And the biggest cause of all the greenhouse gas molecules are from us, humans. Greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and ozone. They are released from everyday activities such as vehicles, smoking, industrial factories, and cow manure. Yes, that is indeed cow poop.
Due to the increase in the Earth's average temperature, it causes glaciers to melt in the poles. The glaciers then fall into the water, which in turn increases the ocean's water levels. Experts said that sea level could rise 1.2 meters in the near future if we don't make changes anytime soon. This is a big problem for coastal communities. Take, for example, the Kiribati community. This tropical paradise is south of Hawaii and is in big danger. The rising sea levels are flooding the coastline of Kiribati, which destroys its crops and homes. This is extremely unfair to Kiribati because they release 0.01% of the world's pollutants. Contrasting this, the US releases 26% of the world's pollutants. In other words, the US releases 26,000 times more pollutants than the nation of Kiribati. Not only does the glacier melting increase the water levels, it also obliterates Arctic animals' habitats. With the ice melting, the polar bears have nowhere to stay or have a reliable food source. This causes them to starve and decrease their population severely. While penguins can hold their breath for 20 minutes, they can't hold it forever. Without the ice and the land to rest on, they, like polar bears, will eventually drown as well. Even the bestest swimmers, such as seals, need breaks as well to rest on land. Even though it can hold its breath for a whopping 2 hours, it will need to find land to do important activities such as mating and molting. Many people believe that global warming isn't a problem in today's world. A recent poll by Gallup states that only 45% think that global warming will pose a serious threat in their lifetime. On top of all this, Donald Trump tweeted out that brutal and extended cold blasts could shatter all records. Whatever happened to global warming? If even the President of the United States doesn't believe in global warming, then surely he swayed some people in his direction. However, changes in recent history have been made to combat the problems of global warming. In 2008, 38 countries signed the Kyoto Protocol to lower their greenhouse gas emissions. 21 out of the 38 countries met their goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and the future is only brighter. A recent conference was held that stated, in 2014, both countries announced a joint treaty that would see the U.S. cut greenhouse gas emissions by 26 to 28% below 2005 levels by 2025, and see China increase its non-fossil fuel share of all energy around 20% by 2030. The US and China recently agreed to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. These two countries are the biggest polluters out there, and with their help reducing pollutants, surely it should be down massively in the next 10 years. There is still a problem even if you do believe in climate change. The cost is absolutely ridiculous to switch to environmentally clean energy sources. One solar power plant costs $1 million per megawatt to produce. Some plants have upwards of 400 megawatts. This would result in $400 million to produce one full solar farm. That is enough to buy 80 million 20-piece chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Similar to the Kyoto Protocol, more laws are being made to force a switch to renewable energy. For example, laws are being made such as the Clean Air Act, which was recently passed in Washington. The state's largest polluters either have to limit their carbon emissions or switch to renewable.
I'm here with my science teacher, Miss Klinich, and we were wondering, how has climate change affected you on a personal level?
So climate change has affected me on a personal level in a couple ways. The most significant is the forest fires we have now in the summer due to the rising temperature as well as droughts, is that I'm very asthmatic. So during the months, like the end of July throughout August, I have to wear a mask to even go outside. And even then, I still have to every once in a while take my inhaler because there's so much ash in the air from the forest fires, even coming from the other side of the state or Canada. So it's probably the most significant.
Josie Aquino, Jackson High School student, and we were wondering, how has climate change affected you?
In the summer, I play a lot of soccer tournaments outside, and it's a lot hotter than usual, and I get fatigued more quickly and play a lot worse.
Now it is our time to make a change. We are the first generation that has seen climate change and will be the last one to make a difference. First, it starts with the little things, such as driving less and buying locally produced foods. While the government is taking steps to reduce the effects of climate change, it is not enough. We still manage to release about 2.4 million pounds of carbon dioxide a second as a world. As citizens, we need to pressure government officials to create and pass more laws that will lower the effects of climate change. Join in on the countless amount of protests around the nation and share your opinion about climate change. And don't forget to carpool while you're on your way there.
Up and down the country, thousands of students from reception to year 13 skipped school to call for action on climate change.
Because I want to save the polar bears.
They were waving banners in Glasgow.
Today, we make a change!
This is what we have at stake.